Okay, I think it's time to start. Sergey, thank you for introduction yourself, and thank you for your couple of words. And my name is Alexey Moiseyev. I'm customer consultant responsible for life science solution products, responsible for Egypt. Sergey will also will participate in this webinar and help me to make it more interesting and more live. This is my email and my mobile phone. If you have any questions, if you have any suggestions, ideas, I'm always open. You can send me a message, you can call me. Okay, let's start our webinar. Hopefully you already know what is Reaxys. A couple of words about access to Reaxys in Egypt. In Egypt, Reaxys is available for every citizen of Egypt over Egyptian Knowledge Bank. Every citizen of Egypt can register on EKB, Egyptian Knowledge Bank website, send his data to Egyptian Knowledge Bank, and in 48 hours you will send invitation to and access to all the Elsevier products like Scopus, like others, and also to Reaxys. And what is Reaxys? Reaxys is the chemical database that collect information from magazines, from patents, from books, and collect information about substances, collect information about chemical reactions from a lot of literature, a lot of patents, from a lot of magazines, and also the most huge part of Reaxys is the properties of substances, physical, chemical, spectral, ecological, bioactivity, other properties, and you immediately have access to all these data, to all these properties, to reaction data like yields, like catalysts, like solvents, to spectral data, a lot of things available immediately, and I will make you some samples live directly in Reaxys, and you will understand how it works. It means that Reaxys is focused on using information, not on searching information. You just enter your request to database finds the information that you need, and you immediately have information, collected information from thousands, from hundreds, and from 1,000 articles that collect everything about the questions that you're interested in. Properties of substances, reactions data, substances data, everything is connected to chemistry. All the information is structured, standardized, normalized, and if you are working with Reaxys, you will know where to find the information about physical data, where to find information about spectral data, about bioactivity, other data like biodegradation, like biotic degradation, like use in industry and in laboratories, stability in soils. A lot of things is available, and also available a lot of filters. By these filters, you're able to find substances with unique combination of properties, like where it's used in industry, like in combination together with spectral properties, with the physical properties, with biological activities properties, and other things. You will really able to find information about absolutely unique to the substance with absolutely unique combination of properties, if it ever was published with the properties that you need. What is in Reaxys in the morning? We have more than 60 million records of bibliographic data that was scanned, like journals, like patents. Patents from more than 100 patent offices over the world are scanned and available. Information about more than 100 million of substances, more than 60 million chemical reactions, and more than 500 million of properties of substances, and different facts about the substances, about reaction and other things that also available. Also optionally available bioactivity and information about biological targets. At the moment, data for bioactivity and the biological targets not available in Egypt, but probably one day this data it will be also available, because a lot of interest to this data also. For petrochemical, I think it's less interesting, but how to know. Reaxys have very simple and intuitive interface. If you're going to Reaxys, you will see the quick search. You can place any substance right here. For example, cetan. You can find this substance directly in the database. When you enter some request to a quick search, it's trying to find this string in all internal databases. This request he find in the documents database and in the substances database. Let's click on substances database. Let's see what is inside of substances database. We have our cetan. We have all information about document from where was indexed information. Let's click on documents. Here we can do everything that we have additional filters for authors, for document types. We can filter books, articles, patents, other things. We can also filter by patent offices. For example, try to find Chinese patents if interesting. We can, for example, let's filter for Chinese patents. We find 3 Chinese patents with information about cetan. What is interesting, that could be interesting for you, initially this patent was published only in Chinese patent offices. It was published in Chinese language, and without knowledge of Chinese, you're not able to read it. You cannot use search by it, because you are not speaking Chinese. But in Reaxys, you can do all these things, because everything is translated to English, sometimes manually, sometimes machine translation. For example, for first sample, we have manual translation. For second sample, we have machine translated. We translated abstracts, translated claim, translated front page, and also we extracted all the information about substances that exist in this document, and about chemical reactions. In this document, there is no chemical reactions, but in case there's some chemical reactions existing in the document, you will find it's here also. It means that you can understand what inside of this document without the reading, and what is interesting without knowledge original language, without knowledge of Chinese, for example, or without knowledge of Spanish. You just need to know English, and in English you can understand what about this document without reading, and and also read abstracts, read claims to understand the content of these patents, to have more information. The same story with journals, same story with conferences, abstracts, with books and other things. You have all good instruments for bibliographic work with bibliographic data in Reaxys. Also, you can use it in combination with chemical filter. I want to tell you that Reaxys was developed by chemists and developed for chemists. It means that there are a lot of chemical instruments inside of it, and you can combine text search together with chemical instrument. I will show what some chemical instruments that existing in here in document filters. For examples, we have only 3 documents. Let's go back, to step back. Yes, here we have index Reaxys 3. We have Reaxys 3. For example, if you're interested in chemical filters, you can click here to view more and filter more about, for example, physical chemical properties of substances, physical chemical analytical methods if you want to analyze this document, chemical transformation if you want to know about chemical reactions and chemical transformation. For example, we are interested in thermal analysis, no problem. Let's click on thermal analysis and, for example, thermogravimetric analysis, and then limit 2. And using Reaxys taxonomy, we have filtered from 5,000 documents to 100 documents to have about thermogravimetric analysis or chemical analysis of cetan. It's very, very, very easy to do this this request. Okay, let's go back to our substances. What can we also extract here? We can have information about chemical reactions where participate our substance, our cetane. We have find all the chemical reactions here, and also we have all the detailed information about chemical reaction. We have molecular weights, we have temperatures, we have experimental procedure extracted, and other things. It means that you are really able to understand what is chemical reaction is better, what and which chemical reaction is better to use, and you even able to click to experimental procedure and understand and have a full information that extracted from the document about the process of synthesis. We have here pressures, we have temperatures, we have aggressivity of media, pH, and other things, and you really can compare your chemical reactions with others too, and you don't read the article, and you don't need to go to full text to analyze everything. If you find that some document is really interesting, of course you can click to full text and make detailed analysis, but very often you don't need it because everything that important is from chemical point of view is already done. Colleagues, what do you think? Is it useful for you? Is it interesting for you? Are you going to use it in your life? Yes, and we have information of reaction that extracted from the documents, from the articles, and we can immediately use it without reading the article. and so on and so on, and we have all this information directly available. Okay, I want to show you.
Yeah. Hello. Can you hear us? Alexei, I think we can proceed further.
Okay.
Please go on.
I already shown you some features of Reaxys. I want to show you a couple of examples relevant directly to petrochemicals and for petroleum. For example, using reactions, using reaction search, you can easily find some application in petroleum. For example, one of the application could be associated petroleum gas reduce. You can draw your reaction, you can look on results or look on the products, enter the ingredients and find information about this. Find the more information about this, and try to optimize your process. Try to make it more effective, and using also recycling technologies like use biodegradation, how to reduce pollution of this gas, for example. It's one possible way of using of reaction search, for example. And another application could be environment friendly offering. For example, you can find some reactions where participate propylene and optimize it. I will show you couple of examples. Just go to quick search, place here propylene. No. Let's go to query builder, go to structure editor. In structure editor, you're able to insert structure from name. Click to insert structure from name using cast number or chemical name or some or smiles or some other way of the identification of substance. We can place here our substance, for example, propylene, and we can use our instruments for chemists using straight arrows for reactions. We can place arrow here, transfer it to query, and we easily able to find reaction where Reaxys is used its starting material. For example, it could be interesting for you if you're planning for some chemical synthesis based on basic on starting material propylene, for example, and we find really a lot of reactions, more than 6,000 reactions. You can analyze them and try to find what is really interesting for you. But if you're only interested in industrial scale, also not a problem. You can place here reaction and place here reaction data in conditions and place here industry. Industry, click to again to reactions And we find 26 reactions with propylene, which used in the industry scale. For example, you can see the experimental procedure. You can see everything. You can see heat, and you see that this reaction is really used in industry scale. And there are a lot of other filters that you can use. Industry scale is only one example, and it's really filtering from 6,000 only to 26 that used in industry scale. And you're able to find to optimize it, because you see there is different condition, different way of process. You can find better way for synthesis, where is better conditions, where less pollution gases and other things, to find better way for chemical synthesis of this ingredient. Structure editor is very useful tool. You can draw your substances, you can draw your ingredients, draw products, you can do a lot of things. I don't want to show you a lot of examples based on it. I will just show a couple of them. For example, you can, what could be interesting for you, you can use chain here, like this, for example, to draw chain, or you can draw the substance that you're interested, or you can use, for example, repeating unit, repeating group. You can choose it from, for example, from 2 to 10, and this group will be repeated several times, for example, if interesting. Let's go to transfer and click to reactions. Let's see, is it some reactions we will find in Reaxys, but we didn't find. Let's probably in substance also, but it was like an example how to use it. Also, we can you can choose your reactions conditions using some smile, some other things, and you can find it in your slide if interesting. What is effective way? You can really find alternative way of synthesis to reduce, for example, pressure of gases, to reduce risks, to reduce chemical process that reduce energy consumption of your process, increase safety, prevent potential accident, it's also using more safe liquids, more safe gas fraxes, more toxic gases, more safe gases, and to optimize it. For example, reduce amount of flammable gases that goes to the process, and reduce the amount of pollutions and other things. It's a really good way for optimize your process. Also could be interesting for petrochemical is the principles of green chemistry, because we every day check ourselves from point of view of green chemistry, like prevent waste, optimize atom economy, design less hazardous chemical synthesis, design safer chemicals and products, use safer solvent and reaction condition, increase energy efficacy, use renewable, avoid chemical derivatives, use chemicals and stoichiometric reagents, design chemicals and produce degree after use, analyze real time and prevent pollution, minimize potential accidents. For all these things, you will find a lot of information in Reaxys. For example, you able to find the yield, able to find molecular weights, able to find the how a lot of ingredients and products you have in results. They have temperatures, pressures, and as catalysts and other things that you can find really a reaction that is better from point of view of green chemistry for your process. It also for sure will decrease your investment in your process, in chemical process used in petroleum. In chemical reactions, you can filter by solvents. For example, you can filter by water, or if you want to use a water as a solvent. Also, you can filter by green solvent if possible. We have special filter for green solvents here. You just click here and filter green solvents. It's front of view of green chemistry. Reaxys have a lot of instruments that really help you to optimize your process according to the green chemistry. I want to show you another use case that used for petrochemicals. It's a hydrocracking process, catalytic or not catalytic hydrocracking. For example, you can go to, if you're interested in this process, you can go to Query Builder, find, let's delete everything from here, find here reaction data, filter. There in the left side, we have filter for filters because we have a lot of filters here. Reaction data and conditions, let's place it here. And here we can place hydrocracking. And now we can go to reactions and find chemical reactions that are useful for hydrocracking. Also, you can learn experimental procedures, some other things. You can filter by catalysis and reagents, some other things. And also, even in Query Builder, you can add catalytic reagent in catalysis, for example, that you're using, or catalyst investigation. If you really want to make some catalyst investigation here, you can just click find any, and all the catalyst investigation for hydrocracking will be here. Let's click to reactions. Yes, we have 26 reactions about this, where hydrocracking with catalytic investigation. And also we can have add additional filters, for example, reaction temperature, if interesting. Temperature of reaction, you can place the temperature or temperature range, for example, temperature from 200 to 300 if needed. I'm not sure that we will find anything, but let's try. That we found. We found some reaction in this temperature range, and like this. It means that you're really able to make your investigation in hydrocracking if you're interested. My colleague Sergey, he is very familiar with gas and oil. Might to be you can give additional information why it's useful for petrochemicals. Sergey, what do you think?
Yeah, thanks, Alexei. So I agree that this process is becoming more and more important for all major oil and gas companies in the world, because the idea is to deep the refining of the oil, which you are exploring in your region, and hydrocracking is the most efficient process for it. So it's mostly used for refineries, and it's a highly customizable process, which allows you to do and to get a significant number of products, ranging from the pure benzene and up to the oils and lubricants, which are used for even for cars. So that is why I'm calling you to get your eye on it. And well, in case you need to know more, I do believe that Reaxys is the best tool for it. You can get a significant amount of information regarding hydrocracking, which will help you not just from pure scientific standpoint, but also to justify any potential expenses, because you'll see how other companies are patented a lot about it and how they are using it. So that's why I do believe it's important. So thank you, Alexey. You can go on.
Thank you, Sergey, for your comments. Okay, let's continue. I will show you a couple of other. I'm not finished about talking about hydrocracking. For example, what we also can do, we can make very simple search about hydrocracking. Go to quick search and place hydrocracking here. Click to find. We have a lot of documents about hydrocracking, and let's try to analyze them. What is interesting, as I was already shown you, we can filter by patent office and again filter by Chinese limit 2, and you see that the Chinese really have a lot of information that patented. Without Reaxys, you're absolutely not able to read it because it was published in Chinese. But here we translated everything to English, and now you're able to work with it, use filters, use full text filters, and of course working with these patents. Read it, read abstracts, read claims, read front page, and if some substance and reactions are existing here, you're also able to find it. It could be also interesting for you, probably. Also, I want to show you a couple of other questions that could be interesting for gas and oil. For example, we have very interesting filter in Reaxys here in Query Builder. The name of this filter is isolated from national product. I will show you how it works. Isolated from national product, and here we can just place oil, and we can easily click to substance and find all the substance that extracted from oil, like this. And you can do everything what you want with this substance. Add additional structure, draw additional structure to have additional filter by structure, draw filter by molecular weight, by document type, by publication year, by age bond donors, a lot of chemical instruments that could help you to find more information about this, to make your scientific work. Another interesting request that could be interesting for you, I want to show you cracking process. It's, as I know, it's very, very interesting, useful process in petroleum. You just want how to one way I want to use I suggest to use structure editor to make the cracking process, to show the cracking process. I just want to place here several carbons, 2 carbons, and use the instrument repeating unit and tell that we need to repeat this part from three times, for example, I don't know, to 50 times. We will have a lot of hydrocarbons. Let's click to substances. We will have a lot of substances that really conform to my request. Also, I can make additional combination. For example, add here reaction data and place here cracking. Cracking process. Let's try to find the reaction. We have 74 reactions that useful for cracking. You can work with them as you want. Learn them to find reactions that is useful for you. Or what you also can add here, for example, make a little bit more complex filter, like add here titles, abstracts, and keywords, and also add cracking here. And make filter a little bit more complex. We can combine them, these two filters in group, and change logic from AND to OR to make it less strict. To make it less strict, let's click to documents or to substances or to targets. I suggest to click to documents, for example. We have a lot of documents that's related to cracking. We can learn them, analyze them, work with them. It's totally really about what we need. If we will click to reactions, we also find some interesting results. There's more than 200 reactions that could be interesting for you. It's another way to make your research about cracking. A lot of other examples, like you can place in, if you're interested to develop innovative catalysis, for example, based on palladium, you can use this string in Reaxys basis index and find everything about this if interesting. And also filter by catalysis. I will show you how it works. Here we have filters by catalysis. We can use reagents and catalysis. Hydrogen is a reagent, oxygen is a reagent, water is a reagent or catalysis, aluminum oxide is catalyzer, platinum is a catalyzer, and other things, or palladium. If we will find palladium here, it should be somewhere. Also based on palladium. It's really huge of filters that help you to filter that exactly that you need. Interested for cracking and together with catalysts. Or, for example, interesting for gas and oil, as I know, corrosion process. Your corrosion inhibition, we can find all the substances that could be corrosion inhibitor. Just place here corrosion inhibitors here. Let's click here, find documents about this. And you can also filter what Chinese doing with this. You see that Chinese really have a lot of patents in corrosion inhibition, also a lot of US patents, but Chinese #1. You can learn what they are doing. Also, you can filter by journal titles, like which journals are really publishing a lot of information about this. And a lot of other filters. We can easily switch to substances which contain information of corrosion inhibitors and find some corrosion inhibitors that really can help you. I will make my request a little bit different. We have special filter here, use, and we can find all the substances that used as a corrosion inhibition. Like click to substances. A lot of different substances that used for corrosion inhibition. We can find all the way of synthesis of these substances if needed. I will show you on slides. Filter by substance classes, for example, which with fractional group with nitrogen, with other, with phosphor, with other, and we can find some ingredients that really interesting for you as a corrosion inhibitor, and find easy way for synthesis of these substances and optimize this synthesis of these substances. Another could be interesting for you, hydraulic fracturing. You can just place in quick search hydraulic fracturing and find information about this, about hydraulic, about fracturing, and together view results. And you can find documents about this. Also, we can also make the same request, substance properties and comments, and place here to find all the substances which marked and indexed in Reaxys for hydraulic fracturing. Yes, we have some substances that are useful for hydraulic fracturing, and you also work with them to make your investigations. It's it's available on slide. If you're interested, I can send you. Please send me your email or in chat, or you also have my email. You can send me a message, and I will send you information about my slide of this presentation. Of course, you can try to find information about hydraulic fracturing in China patents. As I know, hydraulic fracturing is very popular process in petroleum. Other way is you can, if you working, we know that consumption of oil reduced every year because we are going to an alternative energy, soil energy. We have new machines that using electricity for driving, and we as a petroleum people, you need to find other way of using of oil for chemical synthesis, and you use another application of your substances. And use filter will find you, for example, to find some application for your for the substances that you synthesis for medicals, for pharmaceuticals, for other needs, for example, for oncology, for food industry, for agriculture and other things. It's really a good way for you to find a new application for your substances that you're producing from oil. And also it's good way for estimation of good way for estimation of projects that in investment projects to understand aggressivity of products and optimize the process. I think we have several minutes until the end of this webinar. We have only 5 minutes. Do you have any questions?